Hi, this is Anna at Yarn Folk, and I am here to do the final finishing on the Wullpullover by Lív Ulven. And one of the design features of this sweater that really drew me to it was that it is knit in the round, but it has a faux seam at both sides of the body and for the sleeve seams. What happens is you insert a purl stitch after doing the ribbing. And then what we're going to do now, what I'm going to demonstrate is mattress stitch on either side of that purl stitch. So you have the experience of knitting in the round, but you have the structural integrity of a seamed sweater. So I am starting with a piece of yarn that is about 1.5 times the length of the seam. For this, and honestly for all mattress stitch, I do like to use a bent tip tapestry needle. So if we look at this from the other side, you can clearly see what from the right side of the fabric is a purl stitch, but there's just a single knit stitch that goes up from the top of the hem up to the underarm. And I'm not going to do the whole thing here on camera, but I'm going to show you essentially how we're going to start. So I'm going underneath. Let's start with one bar that is right to the right of that purl stitch. I'm going to pull that through, and then I'm going to go under the purl bar that corresponds on the other side that is just to the left of the stitch, and pull that through. Now, with mattress stitch you always take your needle back in where you came out and go under the next bar. I'm being harassed by a housefly. So for this, I may, the rest of the way, go under 2 bars at a time. So there's 2. It's not helpful that I keep bumping the lamp. Okay, so right there, you can see, we can still see that seam, but if we pull on both ends of the seaming yarn, that stitch disappears to the inside, just like it does with regular mattress stitch. We look inside and, instead of that pulling apart the way that it does still on the other side, which hasn't, see how we have that stretch there? That is essentially changed into a more structural element on the side where I've done that little inch or so of seam. So one of the things that this will add to, in addition to just supporting the fabric of the sweater, Inserting a seam here will prevent the body of the sweater from biasing or torquing, because knit fabric, when you're knitting in the round, you're basically knitting a spiral. It can have the tendency to bias or twist around the body, and by creating these seams here, that is going to counteract that tendency. So just a brief demonstration of how that works, and I hope it is a technique you will use either on this sweater pattern, or it would not be difficult to insert into another pattern of your choice. Happy knitting in the round.